Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Franklin Speaking. Franklin Speaking is a concept, is a show that's been put together to inspire you in business and career, in leadership, and basically in general with your life. So I welcome you to this particular episode I have titled Destiny's Detours and Your Winning Edge. Destiny's Detours and Your Winning Edge. We want to talk about destiny and how you can win with and in destiny. A large number of human, religious, and spiritual institutions believe in the existence of God. Many believe a maker, a creator of the universe does exist and have shown evidence and proof by doing things that are purely supernatural. This belief in the supernatural has led many to invoke divine powers for creativity, predicting the future correctly, and even turning otherwise impossible situations around miraculously. I personally also subscribe strongly to the existence of the supernatural. Lacking the intellectual power to understand it does not nullify the fact that it sure exists. It's simply incomprehensible because our brains are not designed to comprehend it, just like living cells in our bodies are not designed to comprehend the totality of the human form they live in and within. That's how great God is, ladies and gentlemen. You see, a strong belief tied to the existence of the Almighty is the fact that we are all creatures of destiny. We're creatures of destiny. Most religions believe in destiny and predestination. This simply means before you show up on earth, the Creator has a plan for you and for your life. He has authored a destiny for you, meaning there is something He wants you to come and do on this earth. There is a purpose, there is a job, there's an assignment, there's a project He designed for you to show up on earth, fulfill, then depart in due time. God rules in the universe. He rules in the affairs of men, and to every man born, there is a reason, a purpose, and an assignment He has to come and carry out and fulfill within the number of days allocated to Him to be alive on earth. God, as the owner and ruler of the earth, has lovely and beautiful plans for the world and for mankind. And so to every human He created and sent down, He equipped with a unique gift, a talent, and an ability. And with these, we are supposed to carry out the beautiful assignment and fulfill our purpose here on earth. But the Almighty, in His infinite wisdom, decided to create mankind with a certain kind of power. This power is called the power to choose. The power to choose. The free will to choose to do or be anything we so desire. I'll assume this is what makes us unique and superior to all other living creatures. Hence the power to govern and rule the earth and not any other creature, no matter how big or strong. This power of initiative and freedom of choice has its downsides, though. It simply means mankind can also choose to do the wrong and unacceptable before God, the maker and creator of all things. Now the question is, what exactly is wrong and what exactly do we call right? What is wrong and what is right? Well, this debate has been ongoing for centuries. However, I think the answer is very simple. Firstly, using anything for anything different from the purpose for which it was created and meant is the wrong thing. And anything used for the exact purpose for which it was created is the right thing. Secondly, anything done with destructive outcomes and consequences is wrong, and anything done with productive and progressive outcomes is right. I think it's that simple. So to judge anything wrong or right is to test it from the perspective of purpose and of consequences. Purpose and consequences. So you check what's the purpose and you also check what's the consequence. On those bases, you can tell what is wrong and what is right. Many of us today, by nature and experiences, do believe we're suffering and going through tough times in life because of other people's errors, other people's mistakes, their bad behaviors, their sense of irresponsibility, and their wickedness. Very few take responsibility for whatever happens to them in life. You see, life is tough and rough and difficult mostly because people do things that are wrong, and these wrong things have painful and damaging consequences, not just for them, but for several other people around them. As long as humanity keeps doing the wrong things, the negative and destructive consequences will be live and here with us. That's why God cannot be blamed or held responsible for the pain in this world. He made everything good and perfect and for a purpose. But if you use a bread knife, for example, to kill a person, it is not the fault of the maker of the knife. It is the fault of the user who used it for a different purpose. If someone should drink and drive and end up in a wreck and probably kills himself and others in the course of the wreck, it is not the fault of the car manufacturer. It is the fault of the person who decided to drive under the influence, which is against driving rules. The pain and challenges in this world is 100% a consequence of bad choices and collective wrong decisions by humanity. God is not at fault, and Satan remains powerless against our world if humanity does not engage him deliberately. Oh, my dear friend, I know your life today may not be as pleasant, as happy, and as beautiful as you perhaps want it to be. I know you may be going through some tough times and some very hard challenges. Your business, your career, your health, your family, perhaps your marriage, your finances, your relationships, your dreams or aspirations may be in serious trouble. You may be lost, be confused and discouraged in life. You may be anxious, you may be depressed or perplexed about some situations in your life. You may even be trapped and be wondering how you would escape and not be disgraced or embarrassed. You may have thrown in your all into a career, into a business, or even a relationship, and it returns nothing but pain and disappointment. Right now, you may be clueless, not sure what next to do, or where next to go, or who else to turn to. All these are happening because you or someone around you made a mistake, misused a person, a thing, or an opportunity. Someone or even you did a wrong, and you are perhaps facing the consequences. And today you're pained because it is probably not your fault. I have good news for you. All hope is not lost because you have a destiny. You have a destiny. You see, when God was creating you, His thoughts for you, His plans for you, His agenda for you were all for good and not for evil. There is an expected end to every destiny, and it is called a destination. The dream of God for you is to arrive at your destination successfully and gloriously according to His plans for your life. Now listen, it doesn't matter the wrong you've done, the mistakes you've made, the wrong others have done, or the mistakes made by other people whose decisions can influence and affect your life. Your Maker is still 100% committed to His plans and dreams for your life. And once you locate yourself within His purpose and will, every error, every mistake and bad choices made by you or anyone else will naturally lose its hold and power or work for your good, and you will still fulfill that destiny eventually. Now this reminds me of a story I read about a family in the Bible. A woman called Rebecca sought for children for a long time, and eventually when God answered her prayers, God said to her, "In your womb there are two nations, but the younger shall be served by the older." That's what God said to her. Eventually she had two boys, Esau and Jacob. Jacob was the younger and Esau was the older son. However, Rebecca, their mother, kept God's words in her heart and made a big error trying to help God fulfill the prophecy she clearly didn't understand. You see, God was obviously talking about the nations to emerge from these boys. She, on the other hand, assumed it was the individuals God was referring to. The nation of Edom was to serve the nation of Israel. Edomites are from Esau, the first son. Israelites are from Jacob, the younger one. When it was time for the father of the boys, Isaac, at old age, to release his final blessings on his older son, Esau, before dying according to tradition, Rebekah mischievously manipulated the process so that Jacob will receive the father's blessings and not Esau, the older son, according to tradition. Though the plot succeeded and everyone thought Jacob successfully stole the blessing of Esau, his elder brother, this definitely wasn't so. God will never support or back what is evil. Jacob left home thinking he carried the blessing and served and toiled for about 20 years in a different place with a hard taskmaster, his uncle Laban. When he was to return and reunite with his brother, his elder brother Esau eventually, he assumed he was richer and more successful and even packaged some gifts for his elder brother to appease him. He assumed Esau would have nothing compared to what he had gathered in his 20 years of labor, as he was the one blessed by their father Isaac and not Esau, goes the thinking in Jacob's brain. But to his shock and surprise and perhaps disappointment, when he eventually met Esau in Genesis chapter 33, Esau was not broke at all. No, he wasn't. Esau was way richer, was way bigger, was way stronger, and more successful in every aspect. Esau had become a nation feeding 400 men, their wives, their children, their livestock, and many servants that they had every single day. Esau had become a nation while Jacob just had his small, tender family and little wealth after 20 years. The plot, the plan, the mischief of Rebekah and Jacob to steal Esau's blessings failed woefully because God didn't endorse it. Jacob realized this and had to wait for God's time, for God's plan, for God's agenda, and for God's method. There are no records of Jacob ever becoming greater than Esau in his lifetime, but his offspring, Israel, became bigger than Edom, Esau's offspring, eventually. And Edom was nothing near Israel eventually, according to God's prophecy. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what men have schemed, what they have plotted, how they have conspired and ganged up to do against you, your progress, your success, and your destiny. It will always fail. The good plan of God for your life will always prevail once you believe and you do not give up. Your past errors, your past mistakes and misdeeds are not strong enough to annul your Maker's dream for your life once you trust and believe and work for His plans for your life. God is a forgiving God. Once you repent and stay focused, He shall restore and make your life great again. Esau assumed he had lost it in destiny based on his mistake of selling his birthright to his younger brother for food when he was hungry. But God said not so and still blessed him in his lifetime. Despite the detour in his destiny, the purpose, the will, the plan and agenda of God still prevailed because he did not give up. His father told him, if you refuse to give up and work hard, you shall eventually break the yoke of your brother from off your neck. Meaning the error of selling your birthright can be annulled if you do all it takes to get it annulled. Ladies and gentlemen, all the mistakes you made when you were hungry for food, when you were hungry for attention, when you were hungry for love, when you were hungry for dignity, when you were hungry for relevance and for survival. Every trading done that has brought out a detour in your destiny, you can receive a restoration and even a promotion if you choose to reposition. Your winning edge is not to sit in your errors, bask in it, rehearse it, recount it, recite it, and meditate on it. No, your winning edge is to recognize and believe the good and great plans your Maker has got for you and work hard in, with, and towards it. As you have been privileged to witness the start of another year, another decade, make sure you let go of all the errors of your past, that heavy weight of guilt, of self-condemnation and self-rejection, and stay rooted on your path to your glorious destination. Think well of yourself. Think recovery. Think greatness. Think courage. think possibility and be positive. Reject the lies of the wicked, the envious, the vile critics, and wicked judges of your deeds and weaknesses. Trust God that all will eventually work for your own good. And eventually, when you show up in glory, you shall be stronger, you shall be richer, you shall be more blessed, more successful and prosperous, and they will all bow to the greatness of your God. Stay in destiny, commit to destiny, and see the wonders of your God. My dear friend, I invite you to join our business, career, and leadership coaching academy for believers. It's for free, if you will. It's free of charge, and our classes hold every Sunday at 5 p.m. in Ikeja, Lagos. So come for exposure to superior, relevant, and divine revelations and tactics on how to win as a business owner, as a career builder, and as a leader in the society and in today's world, all for free. For details on attending, please call 0706 349 6599 0706 349 6599 today. My name is Muyiwa Afolabi. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Please enjoy your day.